Hey everybody, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and welcome to the video here talking about how one of our clients generated 19 full buyer leads with an ad that he ran for a couple of days last week. So I'm going to talk about the ad. We're actually going to get into Listings to Leads then and actually place an ad just like what he did, and so you can see how that was done. And this listing went into contract from the ad, and going to talk about what is next for marketing and lead generation once this listing goes into contract and then is just sold. So here's the information about the ad. So I got 19 full buyer leads, name, email, and phone. 4 of those leads were already sent to the lender. 2 expected to get pre-qualified shortly. This is all for $31 over 2.5 days. In addition to that, he got an offer from the ad. Agent saw the ad, contacted our client, the listing agent, and wrote an offer at $11,000 over the list price. So the seller was super excited, of course. The buyer is excited that they got into that listing before everybody else did when it hit the MLS. And of course, our client Bill is super excited because he's generating 19 full buyer leads at about $1.50 a lead over the last couple of days. All right, so let's go into Listings to Leads. Let's take a quick look at the ad first. Here's the ad. Pretty straightforward. Here's the audience. I love this audience. One of the biggest mistakes I see most agents make, aside from a bad image, maybe just a bad ad, but it's in the audience targeting where they get really, really too narrow. All right, so you can see here, pretty simple stuff. All right, you got the city plus 10 miles, the age 25 to 65, he excluded real estate agents, and has interest expansion on. All right, so the audience is a really good, really simple audience. I love to see that kind of stuff because, like I said before, I see a lot of people getting into a lot of trouble with their audiences. All right, so let's do this. Now, placing a Facebook ad is pretty simple, but if you don't have time for it or just don't want to do it, at Listings to Leads, you can email success@listingstoleads.com. Ask about our managed services department where we do the Facebook ads for you. Or you can just click support and ask support to have somebody call you from our managed services department. So a lot of great clients doing that. We can do that for you, no problem. But let's do this here. So I'm going to take a just listed listing. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on edit just to show you a couple of things here. If you go to advanced settings at the bottom left-hand column, the lead capture form, I have turned off, I have unchecked enable Facebook registration. That way name, email, and phone number all occur on one lead form. If I had this checked, then the lead form would be broken into 2 with name and email coming via the Facebook registration, and then the phone would be in a second lead form. So we kind of lose some phone numbers that way. So I like to uncheck that in this case. So you can play around with that and see which one you think works best for you, and I'll click save. And the second thing I want to mention is conversion codes. So making sure you got your Facebook conversion pixel in here. You can do both of these via your profile. So that way it affects all listings and all landing pages and Listings to Leads, but that's that. Next, I'll click on the task list. And let's go get our single property website and let's put that on Facebook. So social media posts and ads, your social media. I'll expand that. And you'll see I've got a landing page and I've got a single property website. Either would be great to run a Facebook ad or post with. So here's my single property website. I could click to share it up to these different social media websites, but I like to open it up, take a quick look at it, make sure it works the way I expect it to. And let's grab that link. And let's go over to Facebook and make an ad similar to what Bill did. So I'll hit the down arrow. Let's go to create ads. And again, this is pretty simple, but if you don't want to do it, go ahead and email success@listingstoleads.com or just click on support and ask support. All right, so if you got an existing campaign you want to put this under, go ahead and do that. But for this case, I'm going to go to traffic and we'll do a new campaign. For campaign, I'm going to do city buyers. You get your ad set name as needed. What I'm going to do is just come down here. Now, if I don't talk about something, then don't worry about it. All right, if you're new to Facebook ads or somewhat new, you can keep it simple. Don't need to make it overly complicated. I'm going to go to Granite Bay. That's the name of the city. I'm going to bring this down to plus 10 miles. So my potential reach is still way too big. And I'm going to narrow that down by coming down to age. When you look at your listing, look at your area, and that'll help you to kind of determine what would be the appropriate age for you to target. All right? You don't want that big of a potential reach. So I want to narrow it down. So that's a little bit, that's on the high side, but I'll let it run with that. Bills was at 26,000. That's on the small side, but somewhere in between is fine. I'm going to click on exclude people, and I'm going to type in a few different things here. We're going to type in real estate. Let's exclude. We don't want reality shows. I'm looking for behaviors real estate. There we go. I'm going to type in real estate again. Now I'm looking for, on the right column, I'm looking for job titles. And you get the idea. You might want to type in realtor. Sometimes realtor shows up as a job title, sometimes not. There we go. So you get the idea. All right, so you can go through here and exclude all the real estate people in your area. I'm going to click expand interests. Save the audience if you're going to run an ad to that same audience in the future. Next, under placements, I'm going to click edit placements. And I'm going to leave most of them. I'm going to turn off just a few. I'm going to turn off instant articles, right column. I think I'll leave marketplace. I'll leave Instagram. I'm going to turn off audience network. And I will leave messenger. All right. I rely on the fact that Facebook wants us to succeed. So if it doesn't show up great and doesn't get great response in the marketplace, then they'll stop showing it in the marketplace over time. All right, but I want to leave my options open and let Facebook decide. And again, scroll down to budget and schedule. Go to lifetime budget. Now, for more detail on this, where we spend more time on this, you can always join us on our Tuesday webinars. And today is May 20th, so I'll run my ad. I like to run my ads for a week, so to May 27th. And I'll spend $50. So minimum is typically about $35, so I'll spend $50. But on our Tuesday webinars, we get into a lot more detail on this. Hit continue. And again, email support if you are not part of our Tuesday webinars. So now we can use an existing post if it had already been posted, but this one hasn't, so we'll keep it with create ad. I'm going to use an unbranded community page. That's one of those things you might want to test between a branded business page and an unbranded community page. I like to start off with my unbranded community page. I'll leave it a single image. And I'm going to keep on coming down. And I'm going to paste the URL where it says website URL. You see that image pop up. So I got an awesome image. It's got the text information in there automatically. People on Facebook will actually text. And I'm going to do just listed in Granite Bay. Click or text. I like to tell them what to do and what will they get when they do it. All right, so in this case, you saw I had a property video in my Listings to Leads single property website. So I'm going to put in click or text for instant access to video, photos, and more. And they'll get the mobile responsive virtual tour when they send a text there. And the last part I just mentioned a little bit about the listing itself. So of course, put in a sentence or two that describes the highlights of the home. All right, don't copy and paste in the property description here. And then I'll put a couple of hashtags. And then I'm going to show you Bill's ad again in this video. So you're going to notice his is quite a bit different than mine. And I would recommend play around with both of them. right? You can do one more similar to his. You can do one more similar to mine, somewhere in the middle, but both will work, all right? This is one of those things, on the one hand, not everything works the same all over the place, but on the other hand, there are certain characteristics I think that you might want to pay attention to. And I'll kind of point those out between his ad and mine, all right? So I added a couple of emojis, a couple of hashtags, all right? Click or text. If I wanted to put in that link in again there, I could. I can put in a couple of emojis kind of pointing to that URL. I'm kind of paying attention over here to make sure I don't go down. All right. So that looks good. And so there's my ad here. I'm going to add a space between the last emoji and the URL. All right, looks awesome. So there's my ad. All I got to do is continue to come down. Make sure my Facebook pixel is turned on. And then hit the green confirm button. All right, so let's take a look at Bill's ad one more time. I'm going to bring my ad back up. So there's my ad. Here's Bill's ad. Go ahead and pause this video. You can take a look at my ad, take a look at Bill's ad. But what I like about both of them, neither one of them has, not one of these ads has a phone number in it, has an email in it. It's not asking anyone to call us or email us. It's just about giving the information to the person looking at the ad on Facebook, all right? And that's kind of the key, all right? When you get too involved with call me, text me, I'm number one in my area, you start losing people, all right? So the ad is very simple, very clean. It's about the property. It's giving the highlights of the property, similar to the ad we just did in the ads manager here. Again, nothing about me as the agent, nothing about how great and wonderful I am. It's all about the listing, how you get more information about the listing, what is so great about the listing. It's got a great audience. It's not too narrow. It's not too wide, all right? And this should be an ad that would be great to run. Now, as we mentioned in the beginning of this video, all right, Bill got an offer on the property right when the ad was ran. The agent saw the ad, called up Bill, got an offer at $11,000 over asking. So when this listing goes into contract, too many people drop the ball. Notice we are doing just listed marketing. There's open house, pending, and just sold. So if I go back to the listing dashboard, we're going to see my just listed listing. When this listing goes into contract, whether I choose whichever status I choose, but let's go to pending. I'm going to change that status of that listing to pending. And notice now when I click on the property address, notice I've got an entire task list of marketing and lead generation opportunities for this pending listing. All right, so now I've got an entire tool set of tools to use to generate more buyer leads and more seller leads and more referral leads now that this listing is pending. All right, so we got a ton of tools here. And then of course, after this listing is sold, it closes escrow. I can just click here and change the status of that listing to just sold. And so you can see, once a listing goes into contract, we're not done generating buyer leads, seller leads, referral leads from that listing. We're going to generate a lot more business from this listing, even after it goes into contract and even after it is sold. All right. We got tools for Facebook. We got tools for the seller. We got tools for the nearby homeowners. We got tools for your database. All right. We got all sorts of tools for you to be using, again, to generate buyer and seller leads. So with that, if you want more information about listings to leads, just go to listingstoleads.com. If you're a listings to leads client, go ahead and email success@listingstoleads.com, where you can get more information about our managed services department. And if you'd like to join us on our Tuesday webinars, go to listingstoleads.com. And if you scroll down from our website, you'll see our blog, webinar registrations, and you can join us for one of our webinars anytime you like. They're all free. They're all available for you. If you're a client, you're not a client, go ahead and please join us, and we'll talk to you soon.